What do investors and stakeholders know about your board of directors? Even for big public companies, not a lot. There's usually little in your proxy info to defend why these brilliant business leaders are any better than a dozen other prospects, or why his or her specific skills and experience blend uniquely targets the company's strategic needs. And there's more than investor relations laziness involved. IR, legal staff, and the board itself too often treat board confidentiality as a license for a blanket no comment policy. Board member involvement in annual meeting Q&A and analyst calls is tightly lawyered, closely overseen by investor relations, and usually avoided as much as possible. Now I know there are complex legal, strategic, regulatory reasons for limiting the info on your boards and their governance. But there's a lot about your boards, its members, their talents, and their procedures that would reveal nothing confidential if shared, while benefiting your company and business overall. How about flipping the script on board openness? Rather than revealing as little as possible, open the boardroom doors unless you have an urgent reason to stay silent. Activist investor Michael Levin published a call for radical board transparency. He wants open communication channels between board members and investors without IR or general counsel filters. This would see directors not only answering investor questions, but questioning investors themselves. What is your major reason for your investment? How would you like us to balance growth versus risk? A client briefing from the Vinson & Elkins law firm goes further. It encourages this as an activism counter tactic. Management and boards usually reach out to investors defensively when facing an activism campaign. Why not go on the offensive? Build goodwill and investor trust in your governance early as everyday outreach. I believe the best reason for radical transparency on how your board functions and its talents is to raise the global state of corporate governance. In my board training sessions, I find many boards stymied in dealing with some basic nuts and bolts aspect of agendas, board info, or personal squabbles. Then there'll be someone on the other side of the room who mentions they faced the same problem, they did X or Y or Z, and that fixed it. Brilliant! But if all boards were a little more transparent, great ideas wouldn't have to wait to be shared by word of mouth. I'm Ralph Ward from the Boardroom for July